A lot of pressure, man.
Yeah, it is.
Evil,
Knievel.
not our real names.
Nailed it.
Oh, you want me to do my bit? Okay, here we go.
Who are those guys?
You're gonna love it. It's just a little independent.
That might have been too much, man.
I was remarking to you before we started that I did a little tour of our space, and I did give somebody else the chance to sit across from me and listen to that intro the same way that you do,
Yeah.
and it wasn't as fun. Hello, everybody, and welcome to A Little Independence. This is the show where friends talk about independent, obscure, or just plain weird movies. My name is Ryan.
And I'm Todd.
Hi, Todd.
Hi, Ryan.
Perfect
Was
timber.
I don't know if it was deep enough.
It felt perfect for the weather. I won't elaborate more on that, but it just felt nice for the time.
Fall.
You know,
Because this will come out in the spring, and
you know, this is season 2, and if I'm in the future, you know, we're on a weekly release schedule. People are banging down our doors to share their film with us. We talked about that a little bit earlier.
yeah.
About
Quick question: You said you shared our space. Is that the follow up to MySpace?
you know what? Maybe somebody can fill us, like, re-edit our show and put crickets into that for me. But
I threatened Ryan that if he hit the cricket button on me, I would.
If you heard the last episode, you heard the real violence in his voice. And ladies and gentlemen, I will tell you, I was in the room. He meant it. He said something about breaking my fucking hand, and I was like, "Oh, either need to insert or remove a butt plug." That's what I think.
It was a Zen moment. I was in that moment expressing my genuine feelings.
One more time. With feeling. I want to say thank you for today's movie. Not that you made it, but for picking it.
You're welcome.
Is it independent? I don't know. We might get calls on this one.
It's 100% independent. I did the research. From the director, from the producer.
They didn't have a huge budget, but, you know, A24, Universal's in there. So come at us. Let us know.
They distributed it. They didn't. It's 100% independent.
But it's a movie I remember when it came out. Mm-hmm. I remember loving it. I remember getting some hype, not overhype. You know, it won a major award and was nominated for a ton. But this is a movie that, you know, I'm looking at the copy that I bought. It was a stunner to me right away. And I'm very familiar with this. How many times have you seen it?
Well, this week, 3. Before that, I don't know.
Were you super
another 2 or 3 sparsed out?
Okay.
You actually turned me on to this movie years ago. Yeah, you told me about it. So the first time I saw it was because of you.
A legit lunchroom conversation, probably.
Yeah, 100%. And then
that's cool.
Yeah,
I like that.
And then I saw a YouTube video of Elon Musk's robot called Optimus.
What?
And the fucking thing is so real, it freaked me out.
When was this, did you say?
Like, when I picked this movie. That's like a week ago. Like,
Optimus is
it's
the
called
name of
Optimus.
This? Wow.
And he plans on making 1 billion of them, having everybody's household have one.
iRobot. Holy cow.
And when I saw this thing, and it, you know, I don't think it's like some of the stuff they believe like it was a guy like in that boxing movie, Hugh Jackman, you know, making the movements, and the robot follows that.
I love
it. Wasn't all,
Real Steel, I think is what it's called.
Yeah, that wasn't all autonomous, but
have you seen that movie?
Yeah, my kid. I watched it with my kid. He loved it.
I love that film.
Yeah.
It's super fun, and I think we saw it pre-kid, or not pre-kids, but without the kids first. And then we're like, man, that's another one to share with the
that would
kids.
be,
You know what I mean?
That's
Like,
different. Yeah, pre-kids would be.
that's wild. And I don't know if it's necessarily my beverage that I'm drinking or what have you, but the idea of Optimus and what you just said kind of has me in a moment right now. I'm freaking out a little
Well,
bit.
that's what he's naming the robe.
I
thought
not
it
about
was
that,
from
but
Optimus
you've seen
Prime.
iRobot, right? You've seen iRobot with Will Smith.
Yeah.
And that's I'm gonna make people so mad, but I believe it's based on a book. Most great sci-fi is, but it's about a world, very relatable world, not too distant future, where we have robots as domestics.
Yeah.
And just doing the groceries, doing things like that. And when does that
that's
ever go right?
That's exactly what this is.
Okay.
He's doing his best to make
What
that a
are your
reality.
thoughts?
I thought of this movie immediately, and I said, "Okay, I'm doing it.
That's good.
I'm doing that movie this week."
That's good. Well, at the movie, I don't know if we said it, Ex Machina, 2014. That feels, that's 10 years ago.
It's full decade. So that's one of the reasons I wanted to do it was to compare.
It feels too long ago.
Well, to compare what I just saw with this Optimus video to what they were thinking a decade ago.
So how much more impressive is this movie, I guess, then, right?
It just
10 years ago.
It just feels like we're a lot closer to that.
Are you able to put yourself in the headspace of 10 years ago? Because now I'm trying to, we
weren't anywhere near
inception
AI.
myself.
They were all like 50, 100 years away, and we're so much closer.
But I remember what I was watching 10 years ago felt doable. Like, yes, this feels like it. So not imminent.
Yeah.
But there certainly wasn't, Chat GPT and some of the things that we are seeing now. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, here we are. All right. Well, as we do, Todd, I am going to I'm going to share the film description with you.
This hour and 48-minute film
from IMDb. I usually say that later, but thank you for.
I'm saying it now.
Okay. If you just happened upon this, would you watch it? Here it goes. A young programmer is selected to participate in a groundbreaking experiment in synthetic intelligence by evaluating the human qualities of a highly advanced humanoid AI.
That he made.
Nope.
Or they were talking about the other guy?
A young programmer is selected. So
yeah, I missed
he's
that part.
The subject of that. So would you watch it based on that?
Yeah.
And are you brought...
Does it say that it's... like a 23-year-old ballerina,
a young programmer,
robot.
No, the description is about the programmer.
It doesn't.
Okay,
give you
so
any
the movie, I guess, is about the programmer. It's billed artificial intelligence, psychological thriller, drama, sci-fi, and thriller.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you hearkening back to Steven Spielberg's AI? Did you ever see that? Because a lot of the reviews put this up against a lot of other movies, Blade Runner, AI. So do you have that in your transom as like a AI movie of reference, or do you have any?
Well, I did see that in the theater when it came out, and that was probably the last time I saw it. Yeah, but I don't think I ever watched it again.
I don't remember it. I remember Jude Law with his weird sex doll face.
When you see dead people, then you turn into a robot.
Wasn't Jude Law a sex robot in that movie, though? Wasn't he like a gigolo?
It was a kid. There's a little kid running around that was the AI. That's what I remember.
That was Haley Joel Osment, wasn't it? Sixth Sense. That was his next big movie.
You missed the line about you see dead people and you turn into a robot.
Got you. Yeah. You're on a different level. We've established that on the show before.
No, we're not.
You're thinking on and weaving
we're like in our own heads because you said I missed your first line.
What a dummy.
On the whatever that readout did you do?
One of the big takeaways from this movie from me the first time and again this time, and again, distance can change how I look at movies, and I've said it before, this podcast changes it.
Yeah.
I am not changed on the fact that Alicia Vikander is the standout of this movie amongst a lot of great people. But I was really, really honed in on how great she is and how it's really, and having watched the special features and the behind the scenes stuff on here, how hard it is to do what she did.
Yeah, and I mean
Because
we'll
it's
talk
face.
about
It's all
her
face.
her
It's all
choices.
face.
Her choices of like adding in shyness, adding in nervousness, adding in, like unrobotic.
Yeah.
I mean, well, AI is, the whole thing is a singularity.
And she talks
is
about
she conscious or not?
being an actor in a story, you are basing your character on emotion. And the special feature, she's like, none. So she said it was really, really challenging, aside from being at that indoor set in Pinewood Studios and things like that. But had you seen her in anything before? So you saw this. Had you seen her in anything before? She plays Ava.
Yes, I've seen her.
You have seen her in something before?
Yeah, I wrote down.
No, I know what you wrote down.
I wrote down what I seen her in. Relax. Jesus, this is going to be the combative.
What you seen her in?
So Jason Bourne in 2016, she's like an FBI counterpart to Tommy Lee Jones.
Is she? I've maybe seen 5 minutes of each of those. She's in one of the Bournes. That's all I noted.
She goes head to head with Tommy Lee Jones. She's gunning for his job. So it's kind of cool.
Whoa.
And then
That's wild.
and he doesn't.
Oh, this is after that though.
Yeah.
I said when you saw this, had you seen her in anything?
The other stuff is beyond, but I may have seen. I think I seen those movies before you turned me on to seeing this. So
fair.
You know what I'm saying? So I seen Jason Bourne and then saw Ex Machina after that.
So she's kind of like a badass in the Bourne movie? Or not a badass, but like
not fighting wise, but yeah, she's.
Or is she sneaky or like slime ball, like trying to get the job?
She's trying to. I can't remember. I don't know if he's ahead of the FBI.
I'm just saying I can't picture
she's
it.
gunning for his job, and then he sets her up for failure, and then then she's teaming up with Jason. It becomes
so she's the dough face, the dough eyes.
No, she's
it
it's quite vicious in the fact that she's.
That's cool.
Going for his job. Tomb Raider, of course.
Her first film, 2010, was called Pure. I had not seen that, and she got noted in Anna Karenina. And my problem is I I don't like the boring movies. I guess I consider them boring. Period pieces.
Yeah,
all those great literature movies that I'm just like, oh, it's people passing time before the internet. That sounds fucking stupid.
Is that the one she was
in with Domhnall Gleeson, who's also in this?
Thank you for
she's in 2011. She's in The Crown Jewels with Billy Skarsgård. Bill Skarsgård.
She was in Billy Skarsgård's Crown Jewels.
It's a movie called The Crown Jewels. Again, she likes to do the period pieces. And I've not seen The Danish Girl. And again, by all accounts, she's amazing in it, and I've not seen it.
She won an Oscar.
Oh, she won an Oscar
for The Danish
that?
Girl, Best Supporting Actress.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that's
wasn't there beef that
why
like
you
she
see
was
that all
Best
the time.
Actress, but because wasn't she equal to Eddie Redmayne, essentially?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's cool.
But you see that all the time associated with her because she's got an Oscar on her mantle.
Yeah.
And then came up who she got married to. And that blew my mind.
Yeah. Yeah, Fassbender.
Yeah,
I like The Man from U.N.C.L.E. She's in that with notorious alleged cannibal Armie Hammer. And that's a fun little movie. We've talked about that one before. You don't know about that? Okay, look that up separately. He's canceled for a good reason. But, or maybe not. Who knows? But he's apparently a weird fucker.
Was it finger licking good?
Again, weird guy. Second build, and these are... Okay, what's interesting...
You're on the other level.
Is I'm looking at...
I'm at the lower. You're Speed Racer.
I'm looking at the cover, and I typically go by the IMDb listing.
He's been looking at the cover this whole episode.
And Domhnall Gleeson is, and maybe we're going to mess around with how we were saying his name. I know there's a right way to. But it's him first, Alicia Vikander second, and Oscar Isaac. Oscar Isaac is an and.
What does that mean?
That's a great question. I think it's usually either prestige or a new person, or I know that's Anne introducing, but I thought that was more like
they're both
a
new.
Prestige thing.
They're all newer in this. Like, it's been a decade, and they've all done very, very well. So
and it's obviously
this is early for them.
And it's before they both, got their lives changed by being cast in Star Wars. But had you seen this gentleman in anything? And you probably know who his dad is.
Well, this Thunder Gone. That was my biggest surprise of this whole thing.
What's that?
Finding out
That he's Brendan Gleeson's kid?
that he is Sheriff Hank Coe's son.
Sheriff Hank Coe. I don't know who that is.
Yes, you do. You do. There is a large leathery dinosaur involved
Is that
being
his,
fed by Betty
is that
Davis.
his name in Lake Placid?
Yeah.
Hank Coe?
I looked it up.
Jesus Christ.
When I saw that,
So
I
this was
I
news
lost
to
my
you
mind.
now?
Yeah, and they're like, and both of them born in Dublin.
Red-haired,
Born in
I
Dublin.
never put those together.
Never.
Wow.
I had no idea. And I watched a bunch of interviews of all of them
Yep.
talking about this movie as you did. And it was cool to hear him reference his dad. And he has
Yeah.
such reverence for him.
Do
You know?
well, now do you think that this young actor is just a nepo baby and
No.
just benefited from the?
No, and he's very clear that
He had to
wants
hustle
yeah.
for this role. In the special features, he was not a known name, so the director helped him audition and said, "You got to audition hard for this."
Yeah, and what I saw in that was he the director wanted him. That was a done deal, but he had to audition in for the money people, for the people that were putting up the money, because it was significant. I mean, $10-15 million, whatever they got to do this film. You still that's a lot of money.
So what do you
for
know him
private
from?
investors?
And it can be Star Wars, I
Yeah,
guess. But
that
do you know him?
that time travel movie with Nahi.
Time travel movie with
About
Nahi.
Time in 2013. Him, McAdams, and Nahi.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, that was great. That was what I first saw him in. And then I do remember him from The Revenant, 2015, as playing the captain.
The Revenant 2015. Just so we're not confusing
There
it
might
with
be
The Revenant.
there could be-
There's like a 1932 version,
Yeah, it was right before
but
King
he
Kong.
would not have been in it.
King Kong, 1933,
Yeah.
came right after The Revenant, 1932.
I didn't know I had a connection to this movie because I first saw him, and he is really good in Dread. You've heard me talk about my
Yeah.
love for this movie.
I didn't-
Have you seen it yet?
No, I was
Of
this
all
close
the
to
times,
watching it.
and you've got
I watched the trailer.
Cersei Lannister in it, and you've still not gotten. What's stopping you? Just right now, get it out for the audience. Why? What's
Stallone.
What? Do you think this guy?
Stallone's performance in the first one would stop me from watching the second one, and then I watched the
Oh.
trailer and he was imitating Stallone's voice, and I went, "Eh."
Interesting. So Stallone's stench.
I like
is
Stallone.
what's hurting you?
I have a lot of respect
you know what?
for him.
Can I respectfully just turn a little bit? I think it's Rob Schneider who is ruining the first movie for you so bad.
Oh,
There's no stupid comic relief in the second one.
Sandra Bullock.
No, that's Demolition Man. You're all right. But
What?
Dread. All right, we're going to let everybody else have fun with that one. This is an actor who I think is awesome.
I
He's
almost
like,
watch. Now I guess I should. All right.
and he's in the Harry Potter world. Deathly
And I
Hallows Part 1.
Didn't know that.
But he's awesome in Dread, and he just is a standout. Even if you didn't know who he was, you'd watch Dread and you just remember a bunch of stuff, and you'd be like, that kid, because he's weird and just neurotic, and the performance is really.
And he said he had a lot of fun because that was his first big, production film. And Dread was written by our director.
He's in a bunch of rom-coms. He's got the fantasy world covered because he's in a Winnie the Pooh movie. He's in the 2 Peter Rabbit movies. I've seen both of them, and they...
Which voice?
No, live action. He's Christopher Robin in that recent
Okay.
Winnie the Pooh movie, and he plays a human character in the Peter Rabbit movies. I don't like that stuff. Don't get me started. And he is in a movie with our guy, and it looks great. Crash Pad. Have you seen it? Thomas Hayden Church and Christina Applegate, and it looks super.
No,
just
I have not
kind of
seen it.
mindless.
It's recent.
Ish. So that is my notable for this show. I need to watch this movie Crash Pad because Thomas Hayden Church from the Sideways episode, I'm still. He's just so great. And in this, he's just
still
got a
having a
big
love fest,
mustache.
yeah,
It
with
looks
him.
super goofy. All right, so third build if you look at the cover, is Oscar Isaac. So what had you seen him in back in the day, or was this the first?
No. So I remember him being with Jeremy Renner in Bourne. There's a movie. not
He's in a
Legacy.
fucking Bourne too.
Bourne Legacy.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. He plays another one of the
That's
hitmen.
crazy.
Yeah, and he's awesome. I mean, he stands out like in everything he does. But
Yeah, I agree. That's 100%.
Mojave from 2015. I remember I saw him in like on Netflix or something. And
Mojave is brother. All right, brother. Like that movie, I would do on the podcast, and
Yeah.
I've talked about doing it forever. But it's like, I just need the right. But that one is like unbelievably intense and amazing.
Yeah. And to show his range, at Eternity's Gate, opposite William Dafoe, to go back to our episode on the Hunter, is playing Van Gogh.
Right.
And he's playing the other painter that's successful and kind of trying to keep him sane and help him pay for stuff. And so, it's a period piece. It completely couldn't get much farther from this character.
Do you
to
feel
that
like
one.
Oscar Isaac has gone? Did he have a heyday? Because I feel like because of Dune, he's gone from like young guy to like old man. He's playing Timothée Chalamet's dad all of a sudden. And when Dune first came out and I saw Oscar Isaac as Duke Leo Atreides, I'm like, cool. But like that guy, that actor still, I think, has some more years before he's maybe somebody's dad.
He has a mature look to him, though, and you put some gray in his hair, and he would definitely play older.
His first movie is 1996's Ill Town. He's credited as Pool Boy, and it's got Michael Rappaport and Tony Danza in it, and it's about bad crack dealers or bad smack.
Wow, Pool Boy.
Tell me what you think about that. Tony Danza and Rappaport.
Tony Danza is a crack dealer.
I think he is maybe a bad guy in it.
Yeah.
He was just in town. Is that wild?
I would hire him as my pool boy.
Oscar Isaac back in the day?
Yeah. So
the beefy chest, like he's meant to be.
He is just fucking lifting
jacked.
weights like this through this whole thing. But so speaking of his range, it just talked about it, like all the different roles and characters and stuff. And it turns out he is a graduate of Juilliard from 2005. So there you go.
Yeah.
That explains all that. And did you know, fellow musician band friend, lead guitar and singer of his own band called
Blinking Underdogs.
The Blinking Underdogs. I can't get one past you. You're like the goalie. You're like the nightmare goalie.
I think we read the same websites, buddy. So
you think
you know
we
what?
write down the notes from the same IMDb page?
He was in a lot of stuff that I don't, I don't know. Like he was in it just and as he left Juilliard, actually, in one of my favorite movies of all time, he got the script for Sunshine.
Yeah.
And a movie I just love top to bottom, the
I've
soundtrack.
never seen it.
That's insane. That's insane.
Is it?
Because again, I've talked about that movie for probably 8 years, like all the time.
Is it written by our director?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's and that was another motivating factor when this came out. I had seen Sunshine, so I saw Alex Garland, and I'm like, "Fuck yeah!" Like a major-ish movie, bigger budget, bigger. And what he did with Sunshine, again, he gets good actors. Like Sunshine is stacked.
Yeah, he didn't direct it. This is
no. And as an author, I mean, he's an author, so like, I think
he's
this
a
guy
he's
is
a very good writer.
Profound. I will say that.
He wrote that novel.
Oscar Isaac is in All About the Benjamins. I've seen it. Ice Cube. Do you remember that movie?
I remember the title.
That's not your.
I know the title. I don't know if I've seen it.
I noted that he is in a movie in 2005 called Lenny the Wonder Dog, and he's credited as Fart Man.
Fart Man.
So I remember seeing him in the first big movie that I saw Oscar Isaac in before this was Inside Llewyn Davis, and I hated that movie. It bored the shit out of me.
Why was it big?
Coen Brothers movie.
Okay.
So and ironically, I think Adam Driver is in it as well.
Coincidentally.
Jesus Christ. I never actually thought about that.
Yeah, they're a tight-knit group.
And then if I really had to dig deep, I remember a movie called Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch is, it's problematic, it's weird, but he is in it, and he plays a real creep. He's got this pencil-thin mustache, and he's a real perv. and he's,
Unlike
again,
this movie.
stands out. You know what I mean? So I had these little whispers, but I remember seeing him in this going, this guy is a fucking powerhouse. Like, next level powerhouse.
Right. And you know what that made me just think of is it David Keith or Keith David?
Keith David.
Wasn't he a Juilliard graduate too? And we were commenting on how amazing his
That may
range
be the
is and
case.
characters.
Yeah,
I think I remember reading that.
And he has a
when we
tie
did
to
it.
Ice Cube, Keith David, because he did, voiceover for the West Side Connection albums. So,
That was magnificent.
what I did note is Oscar Isaac is, and I'm just saying this because we've been talking about it.
Yeah.
He's in Frankenstein coming up. So they're still expanding this Universal. So
the remakes.
So he is Victor Frankenstein
Frankenstein's the next one.
in the next one, and I'm there for it.
Have
I'm
they
really
done-
there for
so
it.
they've done The Mummy.
I don't think it's fun to talk about. But yeah, they've done The Mummy. with
Have
Tom
they
Cruise.
done any
Everything's
other?
been a fail. No, because The Mummy failed.
Because it tanks so bad.
Well, The Invisible Man. So the Invisible Man through Blumhouse. So they're trying to kind of.
but
the
that
Wolfman's
wasn't
coming up next.
Universal, though.
No,
I
but
thought
they're-
Universal was redoing all the monster movies.
Yeah, Blumhouse under Universal. Anyway, it doesn't matter. And Oscar Isaac is in a movie coming up called Hand of Dante, and it looks super fun. And my man Gerard Butler looks to be in it with him, playing a mobster. Like Jerry B's got this big mobster wig on, and it looks pretty awesome. So I'm pretty psyched for what Oscar Isaac has coming up, and he's been in big stuff. He was the villain in X-Men Apocalypse. Star Wars. He's done everything he can.
Yeah.
Dune, so franchises, all that kind of stuff. But at the end
He's
of it,
getting on the A-list, huh?
he's awesome. And this film, written and directed by Alex Garland. We talked about Sunshine. You need to watch. Have you seen 28 Days Later? Don't disappoint everybody. Come on, tell me. We've talked about it.
Yeah, but I don't have a great memory of it.
Go back to
I
that
remember
one. You'll love it.
the guy walking outside and the streets all being empty.
Yeah, you'll love it. Just a little independent.
What's the one with Sandra Bullock? Didn't she do one that was a lot like this?
Recently?
No. There
Bird
wasn't
Box.
there.
It was called The Net.
No, you fucker.
No. That was
No.
great. You can reflect on that and realize that was really funny.
I'm glad I can be your punching bag, Ryan. I'm here for you.
Did you see Civil War? That new that looked so topically. He directed Annihilation, also with Oscar Isaac, which was great. Did we talk?
A little bit of a theme here in his writing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dark horror. Yeah.
And he wrote The Beach, which we've talked about
The
on this
novel,
podcast.
yeah.
And I want to go back and watch that movie. I really like my DiCaprio hate back in the day, which was ill placed. I've admitted on this show. I think I need to go back to that one. An hour and 48 minutes. The tagline. So we try to be accurate on this show. So on the cover, I would say the tagline is from the writer of 28 Days Later and Dread. Your thoughts?
Oh, I dread that.
Okay.
Yeah. What of all those movies, couldn't you? We're just going by the ones he directed, though, right?
What are you saying?
He
Are you questioning why I picked those two movies to
no,
say?
why whoever wrote that?
It's
I think there's better.
It's marketing companies. We've talked about that before, but I guess that's a good point. I mean, maybe the most relatable, because Dread to that point was his most highly released film. Like that was in theaters and stuff. All right, so there are on IMDb. There's some other taglines listed. We say on the show we don't know where they come from, but I like to read them to Todd anyway. So everybody, just bear with me. This isn't always for you. All right, so additional taglines. To erase the line between man and machine is to obscure the line between men and gods.
I get the God part because that's a big line in the movie.
You know what? I'm gonna I actually.
What do you think? You like it? You're grinning?
No, that sucks balls. The one I actually
Big hairy balls.
big hairy balls. There's one that I kind of at first glance
Wasn't that starring Teabag?
hated, and I'm gonna actually say it last because I think this is probably the coolest tagline there could be, and it's really super cool and weird. Here's another one. There's nothing more human than the will to survive. Cheesy, right?
Yeah, I mean it's spot on for the AI,
Like
consciousness.
to
but
sell it. Yeah, probably, right? All right, here's the last one. What happens to me if I fail your test?
I like it.
That's what I was gonna say.
I think I underlined and highlighted that line.
Isn't that
because
like imagine as a tagline?
Yeah.
What happens to me if I fail?
Yeah,
but
then I thought about the writing of it. And I'm
horror
like,
movie maybe.
It's
like,
fucking brilliant.
if you see this
lighting
cover and
Yeah.
you see that, you might think horror film, even if it's Alex Garland.
Well, the red Ex Machina with the red background makes it.
Holy cow!
I like that. When we get to that
any
line,
big takeaways? Like, so you've seen it a couple of times. Any big takeaways this time?
The more you go through it, you discover the different little nuances.
Were you
and
real critical?
setups
Did you find
and-
plot holes like bad ones?
No, the writing's
cool.
tight. I mean, one was bothering me for a while. I had to watch, and I dug in deep and I figured it out.
Yeah.
So,
okay, cool. Because I'll pose a couple of questions there, but I'll say, like I said in the beginning, I was just captivated by her performance in this, and coupled with realizing that she really had you had to go from zero, and then as we go through the story, I was kind of like, oh shit, she'd been gaming him from the start.
Well,
in a way, but maybe not. I'm not sure.
Well, that's the best thing about the movie. I mean, some people hate this, but that it can be interpreted, and in fact is interpreted differently by the actors in these interviews. Like Oscar, what he believes happened, and what Dom Hall, I don't know how to say his name, son of
Donald Gleason.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
believes
true.
He believes that, like she just saw him at the end and just saw this sad little human thing, and she said, no, I can't be with him, and then walked out. And then Oscar's like, no, the director's like, no, he knew it from the beginning. There's many different interpretations, and every one of them can be defended.
That's fascinating.
And to write something that way is pretty damn cool.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, this may be our most pretentious sounding podcast up to this point, but there are a lot of layers to this movie, and that's another thing that I really honed in on.
Well, and can be interpreted in many different ways.
Because I could look at this and be like, Todd, I just saw this great movie. It's about a drunk guy who makes some sex robots who kill him.
Yeah, I laughed. When you sent me that text, I laughed. And I was hoping
it was about.
Yeah, that's the tagline.
Yeah.
To get the most people to watch it.
Oh yeah,
a drunk guy, Oscar Isaac,
and
builds a bunch of
literally
sex
50
robots
Shades of Grey
who kill him.
Literally 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah,
robot.
It's 50 Shades darker.
Oh gosh.
No, but
I'm upset for myself.
A lot of people would.
Okay,
that's
so
a good tagline.
Tagline:
Ryan.
What happens to me if I fail your test is sick. And the opening on the douchey tech company, because I lived in San Francisco, and I have friends who now work for these places, and I'd love to ask them. You have the ideas of what these places are like and what.
Well, there's only one, right? There's only one dominant search engine on the planet that does 95% of all searches. We all know what it is.
So we'll get that out of the way. Like his company is called Blue Book.
Which is coincidentally, and they say in the movie, that's when you said the Frankenstein thing. That's Dr. Frankenstein's notebook is called the Blue Book.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That blew my mind. And when you said he's going to be in Frankenstein coming up, and he's playing Dr. Frankenstein.
Our coincidence boners are at an all-time high
mine
right
just
now.
hit the bottom of the table. And
this is great. Well,
I'm in a high chair.
Can you comment? Oh, buddy. Your personality is great too. the idea that he is in, and again, talking about these offices, they're supposed to be all forward thinking and cool. All I could write down, and I wrote in my notes, his office sucks.
Yeah, it's Tom Hanksy.
No, Hanksian?
Hanks.
Well, no,
nice.
it'd have to be Volcanian. I don't know. We can get into that. But no, I meant
Flibberty-gibberty.
like he's in a at a desk in the middle of a hallway, apparently, with like, I mean, there's no not whatever, but like, and I know that's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
But he
I won.
he wins a contest,
I won.
and I get it. Like you're already, because of what you know or don't even know.
Well, he did get that hot girl to come up and congratulate him.
But
and
like the
slap him on
idea
back.
that these eccentric tech CEOs do this shit, it's kind of, it's in your mind. You're like, oh, it makes sense.
It's
Cool
a montage with no speaking.
Yeah. And it's like his face is being
otherworldly
analyzed
music. Yeah.
in the more,
Which is a foreshadow for what's coming.
Yeah, we've done a lot of foreshadowing movie, and maybe just good writing has foreshadowing.
All
in
movies
it,
have
but
I'm feeling foreshadowing.
I really honed in on and I maybe heard or saw something really big that I've missed all the times this time.
In this opening montage?
Well, I'm connecting it too, and it mostly has to do with like the analyzing his face and really understanding what Oscar Isaac's character did to bring the humanity to Ava. So anyway, he wins this contest, and we've talked about this before because you and I have wanderlust. If it involves any travel, it's outsies for you. So I have to either knock you out, with a stone cold punch, like in the old days, or do some kind of drugs to get you somewhere. But the scenery in this movie, the cinematography, Norway, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Holy fucking shit. And they're on site at a hotel.
Can I just say we're back in Norway again?
Well, you know what?
It feels good.
Thank you, Norway. In filming on location, again, we talked about it before on small budget movies. It's a necessity, but it can fuel just amazing stuff.
So, yeah, and then we cut into this helicopter trip that they're making to the not estate. What do they use? We've been flying over it for the last 2 hours.
Well, that's that wonderful line.
What's
but
the word?
Did you note while you're thinking about it? I again, it's a weird shot. Maybe this is another ecology notation, but it's on a glacier, fjord, whatever terminology we're talking about, but a little bit of both. And there is the end of this ice, and there's a waterfall coming out of it.
Yeah, it's a glacier. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Like that's a concept. Like that thing has to end.
Well,
and that's when he says, "How long until we get to the compound or until we get to his?"
I wrote estate in my notes.
We've been flying over it for the last 2 hours, and you're like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, so that helicopter's going 60 miles an hour. That's 120 miles. If it's going faster, crazy. So
you're not really getting a lot of takeout.
It's
there,
basically like, well, the world's richest man, kind of thing.
And what would that person do? And I've told you before, and this is not a plug, but we'll take him as a sponsor. Triple Creek Ranch was that resort in Montana that we went to that was owned by the owner of Intel. And every week cycle, he opens his home to all the guests. And it's a small place, so not it's only like 18 people at a time.
Like to stay there? Or?
No. It's a hotel concept, but he lives on site and he owns it, and he opens his home to a reception, so all the guests can come in and see his house. And he's got this super, of course, working for Intel tech. You know what I mean? So his eccentric thing is to own this resort and give people the rancher lifestyle. This is the true tech version of it, where he recluses so he can do this thing.
And that was actually a house up there in Norway.
And a hotel that you can, I think, still book.
Yeah, it's two. So one was a house and one was a resort.
Yeah.
And they were like a half hour apart, and they made okay, this room works in this one. This one, like where he's at the punching bag in the beginning, that was the other space.
Little bits here or there.
Half hour away.
Feels like Andy Sedaris.
And how about that Green Valley? In watching an interview with the director,
how green was my valley?
It was marshy. Your valley is marshy.
It can be swampy.
It's
not my fault.
There's a musk in the air.
I'm a bike rider, okay?
Don't attack
I
a
have
bike.
a yeast infection at all times.
Why do joggers get attacked?
Not making light.
It doesn't make any sense. That's not going to be a good result.
Who would you prefer to attack, Todd? Hashtag not
fresh out of the shower.
Oh, okay. Well, everybody, just in case.
Fresh out of the shower.
Oh, boy.
So, soap shaved, everything's right.
See, history will analyze this.
Can you see how flat and dry it was for the first, now that the second beer is kicking in?
The idea that you're Caleb. You have this, you've won this thing.
Oh, yeah.
I was obsessed with how he arrived. He's in a remote area. He's got a roller bag.
Would you have let that helicopter go?
And he says, "This is as close as I am able to get." I don't know what that means.
He says because he's
Follow
a
the
recluse,
river.
he doesn't let anybody get near his shit.
And trade secrets come up, which I think is interesting. So I get that.
He doesn't. Yeah, he's as the aviator. What was his name? Howard Hughesy as it gets.
What would you wear? Would you wear what he wore?
He didn't know he was getting dropped off like that.
Okay, so no Google search. Like, okay, if it was the owner, if it was Elon Musk, like you could just say, you could be like, this guy lives, like, there's no info on this guy.
Blue Book is Google.
Shit, so he's erased.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Because I noted, like, there's no way anybody can have any info. Like, how can you be a CEO and be that reclusive?
Yeah, and he calls it a research lab, right?
All right.
So... No, but I would have demanded that the helicopter stay there.
And he'd be like, well, sorry.
He just flew for 2 hours over glaciers, and then he's got to decide. They find this field.
The NDA
and he just leaves them.
The NDA is the same thing. You have to do this or not. Fucking decide. And that's another theme, like the way he says the Jackson Pollock painting. You have to take a breath.
You couldn't even see the house from the field.
If you didn't take a breath, you will never make a stroke.
He did.
So you would have waited there?
You don't hold your breath when you stroke?
No.
You breathe right through it?
We've talked about our love for Sting and his tantric ways. I've started to study him.
24, 48 hours.
So it's all about breathing.
I
get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but he
plays bass.
I think the excitement of it, I was just and here's my initial question is, what would you have worn? And you haven't answered it yet. It will show you're a question dodger. I'm starting to call out your bullshit.
I just said Sting plays bass, and you just plowed right through that.
Is that interesting on this movie podcast? He plays
opinions vary.
He
Ryan.
plays Vayed.
Opinions vary, Ryan. What if somebody else wanted to hear the answer to that? But Ryan selfishly decides, no, I'm not interested in that, so we're just going to move on.
Okay, I'll elaborate. He plays bass on one of the worst songs in history ever written, Roxanne.
How about Eddie Murphy's vocal on Roxanne? You think that would be better on the album than Sting's?
Yeah, I think it would be.
You did. All right, so you answered my question. I would have been satisfied with what he wore. Yeah. Because he doesn't know.
It's calculated.
He thinks he's going to probably land on the guy's roof, like he's going to have his own helicopter pad, right?
Good point.
He drops in the middle of nowhere with no
So he's stuck with a roller bag and his suit, no tie. Which again,
he's dead and he's not going to make it through the night.
I like the fact now you're the eccentric billionaire, and you clearly this arrival is staged.
So now I'm Nathan.
The way the arrival happens. So
I would have greeted him at the door.
You're going to be punching the bag.
Yeah, I would have.
And he's going to have this weird, awkward moment where he comes into your bond layer, because I can only think of anything in terms of Bond villain layers.
Villain layer, yeah.
And again,
that's good.
In the commentary, though, in the special features, they talk specifically, and I found this ironic, that Oscar Isaac was intentionally not playing it like a Bond villain because he could have. He's essentially the villain of the film, and he could play it very, very like Bond villainy, even when he does that thing about, oh, yeah, you called me God.
But he is very Dr. Frankenstein.
But it's so...
He's going to kill that
even
role.
With the alcoholism.
He's going to be awesome.
You know what I mean? Even with the alcohol stuff, he's still just never that crazy unhinged. You know what I mean? I don't know.
He gets very dark, and abusive,
Yeah.
but he doesn't lose his shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you arrive at this place, and it's the CEO, and this guy says, "Dude,
Well, the whole key
I
card
got the
thing at
mother of all
door
hangovers."
cracked me up.
Like, so that's what happens. That happens. What do you say? Dude.
It was a hell of a party, huh?
Yeah.
Which I would say what he said.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. Well, what you don't think that would have?
It's interesting.
You don't think that
know?
rings?
Like, I think
When you
maybe
got a hangover,
your tech
usually you're at a
CEO
party.
should be saying, "Dude," and he's compensating with exercise and antioxidants.
Yeah,
He's
I
all
would've-
about balance.
I would have met my guests at the door. You know, I would have greeted them, let them in.
I would have been naked. I would have been just pants off and shirt on, boxing.
Oh,
Because why be an eccentric billionaire if you're not going to do eccentric billionaire shit?
yeah,
You're just going to meet him at the door.
you're right.
So let him.
I'm
yeah,
not- I can't think like an eccentric billionaire
You think he's always? Yeah, I mean, it is kind of tough.
because I'm.
But he's always watching,
I'm
right?
not.
So I thought immediately everything's a test. He's testing him. He's watching him. You know,
Yeah.
how is he going to handle this? How is he going to handle that? But it's fun because he kind of gets to discover the whole thing. And I loved Oscar Isaac's. And again, he's kind of casual with his language, but he says, "I get it. You're freaked out." And he calls himself on it. I'm the weird billionaire, and here you are, and you don't know why you're here.
Yeah.
And here's my question: is
But he also has that massive ego thing. Like, you're excited to meet me.
yeah,
And
it's a weird balance.
he's like, what?
And then he says, "Can we just be two guys?"
Yeah.
And this comes up later too. But he, so do these geniuses?
Well, this plays
struggle-
into his plan from the get-go.
Yeah.
Because he's
So it's all just a facade of one way or another.
it's his way of getting him to just relax.
But I like that. Like, I get it. Yeah, because I think if I could put myself in that headspace, because if I tried, I could, I would call it out. I'd be like, okay, I get it. This is weird. All right. But here's my thing. Here's my thing. Here's my thing.
Can't we just be two guys?
Can we just be? And
Having a
I
beer?
think the person would, because how would you not be freaked out? As Caleb, again, you got snake bit coming in, almost fell in the fucking river, yak piss puddles, whatever, and bones somewhere. He probably saw bones, but the end of the line is like, holy shit, I'm gonna meet this person.
Yeah.
And I'm going to absorb their energy just for a week. This is going to make my career, make my life.
It's his company that he
No
works
matter
for.
what the fuck
You
it is.
remember, he's the CEO of the company that he works for.
Yeah.
So that's a lot too.
Another pointed question for you, because I thought a lot. I really put myself into some of the experiences of these things, like wackier ones. So I have a very specific question for you.
Okay.
The home is gorgeous. There's a lot of windows, a lot of inspirational views.
Yeah.
A lot of the living quarters, and I caught for the first time why, the living quarters, the science-y parts underground, right? Would you agree?
Yeah, the granite's right in
Yeah.
integrated into the house.
And there's so much fiber, he says, you could lasso the moon, which is
fiber optics.
so interesting to me, right? Could you, let's say it's just for the
lasso
week, could you live like that? No windows in that little kind of ready-made house. And there's other movies that have this similar kind of thing.
No, there's a bunch of windows just down that other part
No.
where his room is. Because the windows
That's what
on
I'm
the
saying.
river
Like,
and the patio.
Could you live that way? Again, still not.
in like his room,
yeah.
in Caleb's room.
Yeah. Could
No,
you,
that would be too much.
It would be, I had to think
Yeah.
about that, and I think I could do it. And it's not a claustrophobic
No,
thing
it would
for you?
affect. It would definitely affect you. You can't. You got to have.
Would it be
view.
a claustrophobic thing for you specifically, or is
No,
it just?
It's just the lack of stimuli.
Could you
and the
sleep like that?
colors
Would it
and-
affect your sleep bad? Just knowing there wasn't a window.
I mean,
in the
are you
room?
staying in there 20 like it's solitary confinement?
Well, no. I mean, he's sleeping. I mean,
No,
obviously,
but you don't get to get out of that bedroom.
No. I mean, but the whole underground. Let's say you don't
'Cause you
have
gotta-
access to the main house. You're just in the underground the whole week.
Yeah,
Because the lab's down there. He eventually shows him.
which he wasn't though. He got to go to both places, but no, I
Right.
couldn't. That
You
would
couldn't. So you'd see this room, and then you'd check out.
Well, I wouldn't stay in that room for the week. No.
Yeah. I'd take it a step further. I'd find it maybe comforting.
All your time is your own.
in a weird way.
Yeah.
I get it. I noted all this kind of,
but it's gonna affect you psychologically
yes.
for sure.
And the first instance that, I mean, you're thinking, okay, if you're watching the movie, you kind of know what's going on.
Robots can't take it, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, but I love
alone a
how
human.
he pulls out the NDA and he's like, it's just a standard NDA.
Yeah.
And he's like, this doesn't feel. I think I need a lawyer.
Okay, yeah. He's like, okay, it's
and
not
this
standard.
is when he's
he
like,
admits it.
yeah.
You're like, I just fucking lied to you.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not standard, but we can just hang out, drink beer, play pool for a week,
and go.
and then you can go. So the helicopter, no matter what, he's there
coming.
for a week.
Yeah.
Is not coming back.
Yeah.
And then he's like, okay, I'm going to say, because he tells him in a year from now, when you see what comes out from this, you're going to regret it the rest of your life.
That's interesting.
And then he just immediately signs it and he goes, good call.
Yeah. This guy's on board. He's on board, which is good. I think you need that. It helps for the plot to work,
Yeah.
clearly.
So look what he's done at this point. He's hiked to a place that may not have been there, which would have been his death, right? The helicopter just leaves in the middle of fucking nowhere.
I think you're being kind of dramatic about that on the record, but agreed to disagree.
You Billy. No, you're not putting yourself into that space.
All right. Here's another question. It's
just like the interviews, and this is coming up.
It's disclosed that he's here to conduct the Turing test. He's asked, "Do you know what it is?" And he says, "Yeah, I know what it is."
Confidently, I might add. He was like all about like, "Yeah, I got this."
So is that to mean like all nerdy coder guys and gals know what that is? Because is he qualified?
Computer guys know about AI, or that's what
is
the
he
future
qualified to do this work? Like, if a random coder was picked to do a Turing test that could be the first of its kind to succeed, are you qualified to do this?
Well, that wasn't part of the contest. He just found out that when he got there.
But my question is he qualified to do this? Because I wrote here and there like, he sucks at this.
Well, we're gonna find out why he's qualified.
Well, yeah, but I'm on the ride right now. Like, is he?
Well, in his mind, he won the contest.
And then what do you think as him? Are you like, am I qualified to fucking do this? You're doing anything.
Yeah.
You're doing anything.
He's a good programmer, admitted by Isaac. And then he goes, well, pretty good, because he's Mozart, right?
Yeah.
As the guy called him himself. So Schubert was played in this, and I don't know if they ever played Mozart, but I'm sure they did. But I know the Schubert, fuck.
Well,
I'm sorry.
Music
the piano sonata was
music
played.
is another really big part of this movie, and I've told you how obsessed I am with the Sunshine soundtrack. So Alex, I trust this director with music no matter what. There is a really curious knock on the music in the reviews that I may or may read one of. Just heads up to stay till the end, or just fast forward till the end. But the music is really phenomenal in this, and it's varied. You know, you have the dance scene, you have the standard music, you have the ambient sound. I mean, it's just like they have a lot to play with, and they do a lot in a very kind of quiet movie.
Such a good scene.
Oh, shit.
Did you?
Yeah, and there's.
I got because I'll forget when we get there. Did you at any moment think of Napoleon Dynamite?
No.
When that dance broke out?
No.
Because the effect of that scene, and it was probably about the same point in the movie that it was in Napoleon, maybe halfway through.
Right.
It was so outrageous and so funny that it reminded me of that.
You know, I was so Again, maybe it's the writing.
It's not a comedy.
Maybe it's the writing, but you have this eccentric billionaire. So anything this fucker does, you're going to be like, there you go, eccentric billionaire. And of course, he spent the time to learn how to dance. Like, he's alone.
Yeah.
So the solitude, and then you put yourself into that place. I know what I would do with unlimited time.
It's because of an eccentric billionaire that we're having this discussion right at this moment.
Cheers.
Because Optimus is what led me to pick it.
And he says, Caleb, suspects that you have. Are you close to something or whatever? And he's like, "Oh, I've done it."
He's like, "Are you building an AI?"
And he's so
holy shit.
He's so casual about it. That's Oscar
but
Isaac's
Caleb's
delivery.
answer, it just holy shit.
Now, one of my biggest notes
is it the God?
No, One of my biggest notes is about you. It's in reference to you, because this is another movie that has
Naked girls.
segments. Well, that too. Holy Jesus! I looked away.
It wasn't till the
I
end.
recognize every time I watch this movie, I have looked away. Anyway,
I tried to find that closet. I went online. I went on all over
like
Amazon. All over.
Preloaded. It's on its way. It's on its way.
I couldn't find it.
The fuck closet. Yeah.
Behind door number 3.
So Ava session 1 is what I'm saying. So you must be so happy because you get to have your little segment.
Tit-a-tat.
Session 1, I am obsessed every time. Of course.
Are you referring to the movie being broken down into days again?
Correct.
Yeah. Each session it divides a day, and it made me so happy.
Nathan is watching. He's got 3 screens, but a brilliant bit of art direction, set direction is the wall of Post-its. It is staggering what a great piece of art direction that is.
There's a few times in the movie where he gets up from the monitor and he walks over to his Post-its and studies it because that's how his mind works.
I would buy that as wallpaper. They should sell that as wallpaper.
Well, that's his fucking notepad. It's an entire wall.
But from a visual standpoint,
I wonder where he got what mad genius he got that from.
It tells you everything about him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he studied. Oscar Isaac studied Bobby Fischer, and I think it was Kubrick for his character.
Well, honestly, this movie is very Kubrickian. Stanley Kubrick could have directed it, and there are shots that downright make me happy.
When he looks over the top of his glasses at Caleb, like a fatherly figure, that's Kubrick.
I feel like the hallway
and then
the static hallway shots look very.
Well, then the Bobby Fischer, the eccentric chess player, and he was playing a lot of chess too to learn how to think several moves ahead, because this guy's always 10 moves ahead of everybody else. He's that smart until he built something that's smarter than him.
I find it interesting that Ava says hello first, because I think he's clearly in awe, and
I would be frozen.
Speak. I agreed.
When she floats out,
so maybe
the way she kind of.
Okay, so Ghostbusters reference aside, somebody ought to go talk to it. What would you say?
Which is used in this movie coming up.
Is there anything to that? Her saying hello first. I don't know why I noted it so well.
Because he wasn't saying anything.
So okay,
Let's
try to, in a weird way,
just frozen and staring
in an
at her.
impossible way, think, well, if you were that being, if you were her, you were she.
I wish we were more up on Chat GPT, we used it every day, and then we could be more. But this is 10 years ahead of that. None of that stuff existed when he wrote this movie.
Yeah,
it's all here now. That's fucked up.
And they debrief at least this first time, and again, he just wants that.
No.
Uh-oh.
You're not going to the fuck, no.
What happened? We don't have to all the sessions.
Just slow down there, Trigger. The whole session.
Boy.
So I named each session. I gave it a name.
We started there, I said session 1.
We can't leave the first session at just hello. Is it me you're looking for?
How do you think that song translates in Spanish? Hola.
So he's asking all the questions in session 1. And when he asks her how old she is, she says, I'm 1. He says 1 week, 1 year.
Just
1. I'm just 1. Now, what? I got to know, what do you think that means? What is your take on that? So she's an AI computer, but she's not registering length of time from her.
And later on, he mentioned
startup
she's
date.
version 9.6.
No, Oscar says that.
That's what I said. He mentions that she's version 9.6. So
I thought you said she did.
I don't know if that has any. Yeah, maybe she needs a context.
But she's not the first one, because there's a whole closet full of those.
But
bitches.
how? Yeah, I mean, of what? Holy cow, bitches! That's the T-shirt, right? Just a bunch of robots
All right.
hanging that just says,
If you're an eccentric billionaire and you get stabbed in the back and stabbed in the aorta or in the front by two of them,
in a gangster
I
way.
think you would call
How
them
do we get
bitches.
you out of this? How do we get you out of this?
You would call them bitches.
I want to distance myself.
One of
from
them
this
backstabbed you.
really well. Anyway,
All right. So before we get to
I'll
the brief,
be putting out a public statement on our Facebook page about my part in Bitchgate.
he always knew how to. He had language, and she says, "I always knew how to speak." And then she ends the session. This is great. This is a total setup for what she's doing in her mind. Well, I call this session, "I never met anyone before you, only Nathan." So this is the first human she's seen outside of Nathan.
But she's never met.
I've never
Kyoko?
met anyone new before.
Wow.
Yeah. Only Nathan. That's right from the subtext. Or no. Subtitle.
They
And then she ends it with, will you come back tomorrow? Because she's never seen another human before, and she doesn't know.
So what's her idea of?
Well, it's like there's a chance
why
to get
does she- why
it's
does
a
she
chance
ask?
to get out of
So-
here.
Oh, yeah.
She
I thought she
sees-
assumed the whole time.
Remember, we got to realize that the intelligence level
So
of
this
this
is where-
machine is not comprehensible by us.
I thought it was.
They're seeing 1,000 steps ahead.
So this is it. This
She's
is when
already
she's got
seen.
it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
She's like, from the first time she says hello, she's
Yeah.
like, this is my ticket.
Yeah.
This is the Beatles song, Ticket to Ride, right here.
The response. So
Now we can go to the
he
debrief.
says, "I think she's fucking amazing, dude. Cheers."
Yeah.
That's a great epitaph for the first meeting of AI. Fucking
Well,
amazing, dude, bro.
He says, how do you feel? Because he's
Yeah,
giving him
that's
all this analytic. He's trying to say, oh, I thought
It's
you were
cool.
using this software and hybriding this, and he's like,
Is the system stochastic?
yeah. He's like, no, dude.
Meaning random?
I don't want to do a seminar on how I
Yeah, I
made
just
this.
want to have a beer.
How
Yeah.
did you feel about her?
Yeah.
And he's like,
Fucking amazing,
he's
bro.
fucking amazing,
Yeah.
bro. And he went, dude.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah. So that's session one, because we find out Oscar's underlying motive coming up later that
Yeah.
it's not really a Turing test at all.
Yeah.
He's the bait.
Well, Nathan is a drinker, and he's got a room in his house that I really like with the Pollock painting, and it's.
I think I call it the Pollock room.
I did too. I'm looking at my notes. The Pollock room,
Was that a real Pollock?
meaning on the set,
Or do you think it was a
literally?
print?
I'm sure just a print.
What would that be worth? Like
I don't know,
200 million?
but a lot is put on that painting. I love that. I alluded to it before. Like,
Yeah.
had you not, and it's not
So-
about creating automatic responses. It's about doing something that is automatic. I'm saying it wrong.
Yeah,
but
but Alex Garland is very. I don't know. From his interview, he's highly intelligent. He's very book, like headspace generated, not like
yeah.
touchy feet. You know what I mean? He's very.
Well, he's
very
concepty.
articulate.
It's
He's very
concepty,
educated.
but it's also relatable.
Well, he's super creative too because of his
You know?
books. But anyway, I never really understood Pollock, the painting, and now I do. This explanation,
Oh, really? Yeah, it's a good one.
emptying your mind. I mean, this is later in the movie when he's explaining it, but emptying your mind and letting it go.
You jumped forward. Good job, buddy.
Where's that button?
No. You did it to yourself. You did it to yourself.
You left the
am,
lights on, and I saw your face when you saw me. You're like,
This
"Fuck, I
is
left
really
that
something.
on."
This is really something, everybody.
Why can't I touch the pads? Why can't I touch your pads, Ryan?
I really think that the consistent happenings explain themselves.
It's
Again,
self-explanatory.
foreshadowing blackouts.
So the Pollock painting,
Yeah.
for me, it was a big deal because I never understood. I saw the movie Pollock, and I never really understood what the
but you like Ed
what
Harris.
the big deal was.
But you
right?
like Ed Harris.
I love it. No, I love
Okay,
the
then fuck
movie.
it. Who cares?
I didn't understand why the paintings
cares?
were so. I didn't get it right.
Yeah.
But this
Right
explanation
time. Yeah. Absolutely.
about emptying your mind and just allowing your hands to go.
But you need to take
where they want to go and let them let. So it's energy, right? It's like letting the energy flow, the consciousness go and make this design, this painting.
Yeah.
And then you get done and you look at it and then you're like, okay.
There's a lot of foreshadowing this, the blackouts that are happening that I think
Power blackouts.
That's what they usually are.
No, I when you say
Nathan,
blackout, I think of
Nathan
passing out.
He does that too. But he's very nonchalant about this. That's the one
Was that
little
combative?
plot hole. That little
I just
plot
was
hole.
trying to explain.
Because I'm like, he seems very nonchalant about blackouts and power outages happening where he can't see on his AI.
It's 2:26 a.m. in the morning. And,
You know what I mean? It's
Caleb
just
wakes up. Yeah.
And his Ghostbusters reference is fantastic. And like talking about the writing, I wonder, because they talked about how Oscar Isaac is very funny.
This is when he picks up the phone.
And he's like, who are you going to call?
Yeah.
Ghostbusters, man. Haven't you seen that movie? Ghost
And
gives Dan Aykroyd
he's
oral
very
sex.
belligerent
What's wrong with you?
and dark and angry. He's an angry drunk. Yeah.
He Todds it up when he's drunk. Which, but it gives you this.
Fuck you.
It gives you this edge. Like, again, eccentric billionaire.
Yeah.
I guess this is how he can operate. You know, you saw that he exercises, he has balance, but
Right.
to turn off the demons that keep bothering his head, he's got to drink.
Well, he
what
makes
have you.
he makes his
But
own
it's
personal
menacing.
sex bot.
Yeah.
That
but
does-
it's menacing. And at this point, like, he is
Is
aggressive.
she in this scene? Is she in this?
No,
Is she coming yet?
Well,
Okay.
she wakes him up one particular
It's tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the Ghostbusters reference and the way he treats him because he doesn't get it.
Yeah.
You've never seen Ghostbusters?
Yeah.
Dan Aykroyd gets oral
Yeah,
sex
what's wrong
from a
with it?
ghost. And then he's just like, you're a fucking idiot. I mean, he's so dark. And I don't know. The guy's an amazing actor.
And the mission for session 2 is to kind of get how does she feel about you. So again, I think that idea of feel is pretty cool. Like,
Right.
how did you feel?
Give me
Don't
the
tell
Bruce
me
Lee
like
line.
how, yeah,
Give it to me.
with feeling.
One
And
more.
when
One more time.
my heart broke a lot for her in the drawings. Like she's very, and I think about that movie Hugo in a way, or there's a couple other robot movies where you give an AI or robot a pencil and they, sketch this amazing thing, what have you. And she seems, she's bemused by the first drawing, which would make an insanely awesome tattoo, but it's patternistic.
Yeah.
And when he gives her the concept of, I'd like you to draw something.
Which amazed me that she never had that concept before.
Yeah,
Because her interactions with the one man, that human she knows,
Yeah.
she never got it from him.
And she's got a view of something, which is what she ultimately draws. But
Yeah.
when he asks her to draw something of her choice, it's really kind of, and she doesn't choose immediately.
Why is it my choice?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, or why do I have to choose?
You're,
Yeah.
Already you're like, holy shit, choice. So I got a little kind of caught up into things, but when she says, I'm realizing if it's only one-sided, it's not a friendship or what have you, I want to learn about you, that's when I went, uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Yeah. So
Because I bet that would make you tingle, like, to your soul. You'd be like, uh-oh.
Well,
Like,
he's a nerdy
would you
guy
get in a
that
room
stays
with
by
an AI? Wait a
himself.
second. Wait, would you get in a room with this thing? You wouldn't. You don't even have Google. You barely say it. Would you get near this thing?
Well, I have
Real
Oogle.
question.
I've used Oogle.
Real question. Would you get in the room with this thing?
Not the way
with
she
your
looks.
fear. Okay. So when
But
she
when
says,
she looks fully human with all the skin on, like Kyoto looks, yes.
there you go. Not a creep. When you get the idea of
What?
she says, I want to know about you.
Yeah.
I got nervous immediately, because she says in this story, and you see that scar on his back, which is wild. Parents,
No.
Yeah, in a
from
scene
the car
early.
accident.
Yeah,
I didn't see I didn't see it.
There's a big scar on his back they show early, and I was like, what the heck is that? And then, car crash.
Yeah.
Because he's in hospital for a long time. So it must have been really, really wild and serious.
Yeah.
Parents died at 15, and her face, I was really honing in on her, like, oh, that's sad.
Yeah.
Like, that's a moment. Really look at it like,
And
holy shit.
He played that nervous part about telling about himself.
Yeah.
Really well. I mean, he's lost touch that she is a robot.
Yeah.
At that moment anyway, because he's like, it's a hot girl hitting on him or wanting to know about him.
And with what we know,
and he's
it's-
all this
it
yeah,
has
it's all
to be
set up.
effective. And
Well, just imagine she knows everything in Blue Book all at the same time, which means every single tweet, post, every encyclopedia, and can compute that. So she instantaneously reads his micro signals and knows the appropriate response to get the goal she wants.
So let me ask you. He says,
which is what AI could do now, and it's fucking scary.
my parents died when I was 15 in a car crash. Does
Right.
she, while she's talking to him, does she have a processor go to get that news footage?
She's 10,000 moves ahead.
But what I'm saying is,
Every
is she
second.
accessing the news footage of it? Is she seeing him interviewed as a kid?
Everything.
Does she all of his
And all
medical
the
records?
appropriate psychological psychological
been-
responses to meet her goal.
Oh wait, no.
And her goal
she'd
is to
already
get
know.
out of
anyway,
there.
Stop. We're getting ahead. Holy cow! This is awesome.
All right, so session 2 is, do you want to be my friend? So session 1 was, I've never met anyone new before, only Nathan.
Are you sharing your
Session
headings
2
with everybody?
This is my personal. You're getting a peek inside of my head with pants on.
Did they want it? Do you want it? A little independent podcast at gmail.com, please. And any of Todd's family, if you can, please reach out. The King Kong thing.
I didn't bring
please.
it. I didn't bring
Anyway.
him up once. Oh, that was a good one.
Now it's just random, and you're hoping it's going to be
I
appropriate.
have no idea. I had
Yeah.
no idea what that was.
Yeah.
All right, he shut me off again, that
He-
bastard. All right, so yes, I am sharing my
Oh, okay.
personal headings for
Okay.
each session. Each session equals the day that we're on of
Now
the
we've
7 days.
guaranteed 25% of our listeners have just dropped
And
off.
I like it this way.
Mhm.
I like the structure.
Our
It's like
sponsors are leaving in droves. This is hurting
this
our
is how
brand.
the screenwriter looks at it.
Okay.
Why are you so down on me?
I feel
why,
like
why? What did I do to you?
as
What-
soon as I felt sinister, then the blackout happens, and this is when Alicia Vikander is so good. She just really subtly, because you're kind of waiting for it, like, oh, blackout. Is she gonna reveal something? And she
Well,
does.
Did
She's
you,
like,
did you see she put her hand on the thing?
yeah.
Okay.
And I didn't put 2 and 2 together. She admits that she's doing it, but she's
Yeah,
like,
much later.
Nathan isn't your friend. And
Yeah.
again, super like.
The movie just gets fucking dark right there.
And you're kind of teed up because when he says, I got into coding and recovery, and she's like, oh, a coder like Nathan.
yeah.
And her face again
Is
is
he
really
your- is-
subtle. You're like, and is he your friend?
Yeah. Is he your good friend?
I'm really you start to get scared, and then you get a little eased off because she admits something, and then you're like, oh, okay, I see where it's going.
Well, yeah, and once you get to the end and you know what she was doing
Yeah.
from the very beginning, you can go back and look at this and you can see the logical step-by-step
Yeah.
process that
And
she's
you're hooked the
she's-
whole way.
she's setting him up.
Yeah,
all
it's
the
super
way.
great. It's super
Yeah.
great. And when they get to the again, another really cool location that doesn't come up a lot is the dining area, and Kyoko spills the wine. And again, I'm always thinking like
What's the lyrics of that song? Spill the wine,
I don't know that
something,
song.
girl.
I
What
don't
are
know
those
that one.
words? Because that would I used to play that
honestly
all the
don't-
time.
Oh, nothing.
It's like a
For real?
da-na-na, da-
I don't know.
okay.
All right.
I can't. It would be
move
appropriate
it
here.
to this one here, and it'll shoot to the front at some point. Something will, and then we'll analyze why at that point. I always look at these movies in a like I tell you about with our Alexa here. It's within earshot, so I don't want to upset or
Speaking of
wake it up.
AI,
But I just hope
this whole show is being listened to by AI.
I hope you're nice to your robots. Like an iRobot, when Will Smith is mean to Sonny, I don't like it. So when he's
mean to his robot.
He's very mean.
He goes fucking ballistic on her.
Yeah, and like she doesn't speak English, and this is when he says, I disabled whatever because of trade secrets. I can't have her listening.
Right.
I was like, wow, that's great writing, great little teeny perfect little tidbit that just again builds this character up, and you're like, this guy's not fucking around.
Yeah, like how. Because she's a servant sex bot.
Yeah,
that's all she's
and
there
it's
for.
So clear,
but she has AI capabilities because of what happens in the end.
Yeah,
and you can see her thinking. I think she understands English. She just doesn't let on, because there's several scenes coming up where she's just sitting there listening, and then Viclander in the end brings
Todd,
it out of her.
Do you see Vikander? Do you see my face?
I always
I'm
had the
freaking
L.
out. I'm freaking out because you have a tie to one of our reviews in such a fucking wild way. I cannot wait to.
Yeah, and
let's just jump to the end now.
My apologies to
Okay.
Alicia, because I always add the L in there for no reason. I want to call her Viclander. I should just call her Mrs.
Yeah.
Who's she married to?
The fact that there are some positives because they're trying to say he's asking
Fassbender.
What positives are you seeing in the fact that she kind of threw a joke back? You're showing like improvisation, which seems kind of basic.
And all the cognitive or consciousness possibilities that implies.
So Nathan is just clowning this whole time, which is wild. So which is why he can just drink and kind of have some fun with his plan.
Because he's the rat in the maze.
Yeah, and he asks about the power outage. He's like, did she say anything? Did she? So again, the menace is kind of keyed up because you're like, oh, she did. She did say some shit. Oh, God.
Well,
and you're mean to this robot. You're
what was
kill all
making
your
me
sex
pucker
robots.
every time, and it starts right there, is Nathan listening
Yeah.
in when the power out goes? Because we don't know what's causing the power outage.
You see the camera go down and you assume, but
he's a fucking super genius that would do something like,
fucker.
You would think he's doing it just to get like, oh, what are they really thinking?
What did you think of the look of the brain? From like
wetware. He called it wetware.
It's kind of gross.
I mean, that's probably a thing, like being in
made
gel,
out of a soft gel. He says
because it can,
and it's not hardware. It's not software.
It's not limited to wires. It can just move, and you know. I mean, that's probably a thing. I don't know.
What else? Juiceware? What would you call it?
I like a good piece of wetware on occasion.
I thought and again, a lot is made about the effects in the movie, and they're top notch. I mean, I think
it won the Oscar for that.
The level
or
of just the
something.
movement in Ava and all the reflections of things, but this thing looks really cool, and it just kind of it makes you
it looks
plausible.
like a brain.
It's really well designed and well done.
But it's blue, like a blue gel inside. Yeah.
And when I'll agree. Could you only think about Face Off, Nicolas Cage, John Travolta, when they're just looking at the faces? Because he asks a great question. How are you, and again, I didn't hone on this any other time. How are you having her, because she's not overly animated, but she's still simulating a face, emotion. So he asks, how are you doing that? And that's a great question. How can you program your exoskeleton, whatever, to react? And what he says blew my mind. I did not catch it the first time
because that's reality. That's what's happening right now.
He was capturing cell phone data
from
for years. And
every
just
cell phone
feed.
Yeah, and he says the other companies knew I was doing it, but they couldn't call me out on it without exposing themselves.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
I must have been taking a pee or something.
But
anytime.
It's true. That's what's going on. Because we all talk about, why am I getting advertising on, the Wolfman 1941 when I just talked about it the night before?
So I'm going to ask you. I'm going to shine on your notes, baby. So what is all that data telling him? I wrote this down specifically, like all that cell phone data and all of their searching. What does it tell Nathan? about how it's finding out not what people think, but how.
Oh, how? Yeah. I love that line.
And I reflected on it. It may be nonsense.
They were
Is it
focused
nonsense?
on a marketing perspective.
Yeah.
And he's like, no. It's
They're trying
how
to sell
people, because you
clothes,
can, when you know how people think, you can control them.
Yeah.
Which is what's going on today with the elections, with all the what do you call it? False news.
Yeah. But
fake news.
that one really, really caught me. I never thought about the way that happened. And in session 3, when she brings her photo that she made, her face is proud.
Her drawing.
It's the drawing that she makes.
Yeah.
Her face. It's so proud. It's really wonderful.
And she's really concerned about what he thinks about it.
Yeah.
Like emotionally. Like if he says he doesn't like it, she's just gonna crumble, right? But she's not. She's a 1 and a 0
what age
computer.
Does she come across as
23, 24.
So again, brilliant acting, because it never comes off like a kid, or you know what I mean. It's perfect. How hard is that? You know what I mean. It should be androgynous, but this guy just made fuck robots.
Excuse me.
But I think it's really interesting how she is really drawing on super subtle stuff. But like you said, she really seems to care, and she's drawn the only view that she has. She
really seems to care about what?
I have no idea. All right.
Well, yeah, we're just gonna keep gloating on her because she's amazing in this movie.
She says, all right, you have the audacity to get into the room with this AI. She says, close your eyes.
No, there's still glass between us.
Okay. She says, close your eyes. And he cheats. Let it be known he cheats. He cheats, but like it's a long time.
I was looking at her cheeks, I have to admit.
But he closes his eyes.
Yeah.
But it's because she goes to put on clothing in a wig, and it's a long time.
A surprise for
How
him,
long could you maintain your eyes being closed? And I have
exactly
a reason why I'm asking.
He did. I would open them just like he did. I would give her enough time to be gone, and then I would peek.
My big takeaway from this movie this time, I would be as that character, because I try to, it's hard to put myself in Nathan's character. Putting yourself in Caleb's character is the easiest way to relate. I would be so scared of saying the wrong thing, and maybe I'm saying too much about myself, of hurting its feelings, of making it mad. I would be so scared of saying the wrong thing, even forgetting that I am the tester. I am a superior. I would be a terrible tester. I would be bad in this field. So if anybody wants to steal me into the field of this, I'd suck balls at it.
Because she portrays herself with such innocence,
and
that's why.
maybe if it was more robotic, I don't know, but I would be terrified, and I know that I'd be scared, so scared to act wrong.
You care for her. You care for her feelings.
Yeah, and maybe that's a testament to the Turing test being successful. But who is the photo? She puts on the wig and everything, and there's a photo that she references. Later, she shows the photo that he rips in half, and it's of a face. Who is her reference photo? The short hair in her little garment area?
Oh, that she's picking her wig from.
Does that ever
That's
really
just something from Blue Book.
Does that have relevant? Okay, just
yeah,
it's
random.
just
something that, however, she printed it out somehow, or maybe drew it, but no, she supposedly never drawn.
What is your thought?
That's just showing that she has likes and dislikes and a personality. And she liked the look of that model and that hairdo, so she made her wig like that.
Now, we know somebody liked that look and that.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Huh?
So,
what
do you think?
I can't wait to
what do you
think?
What do you think of her idea about her date? She wants to go on a date, and this is what leads into really sketchy territory. But
session 3,
she wants to go on a date to a traffic intersection.
Yeah.
Now, to get more detail on people, isn't that fucking crazy?
Yeah, because he is going to take over the world
like a hipster, and I'd be like, yeah, that sounds cool. Let's do that. Let's meet for coffee in an intersection. Cool. Oh, that really got me.
Yeah, session 3 is it's a date.
Are
Very
you
good, Ryan.
attracted to me? Do you think about me when you're not here? Then I get scared all over again. She like you're never put at ease in this movie, which maybe can be off-putting. And do you disagree with that as you're frantically thumbing through your notes?
Well,
Everybody drink when you hear Todd frantically, when you hear his ambient sound of his crinkling notes.
you mixed together session 3 and 4. That's why I was making sure I was correct. So session 3 is it's a date. When they get into session 4
gosh.
is when she does the 5 questions. I'm
Well-
here to test you.
All right.
No, that's actually session 5. Fuck.
Uh-oh.
So you jumped. We're going to keep going in order here, of course, but those questions you were
sorry for
bringing
all
up
of you.
were it was session 5 where she comes up with the 5
if
questions.
anybody is, if this is being bet on in Vegas, session 5, where are we?
Session
What
3,
what
it's
I
a date.
think is
Session
interesting.
3, it's a date.
What there is that are those the actual titles in the movie? No
These
joke.
are my
Oh,
personal
those are your personal titles.
rinse,
Are you
as
attracted
Bill
to
Murray
me?
would say.
So all of this is leading to my clip actually. So wherever it is, I'm jumping to it, and it ties into your idea. And this is where some good sounds came in for me because this scene starts with some nice sushi being chopped. And I'm talking slow and deliberate so you can try to get yourself centered. But Kyoko is listening. She's cutting sushi. Sushi is being eaten a lot, very healthy food. And
It's a big old slab of salmon.
here is my clip, and there's so many clips I could choose.
Mm-hmm.
But for all the pervs out there,
I have a question.
yeah.
When she's slicing up the salmon fillet for the sushi,
Uh-huh.
is that knife foreshadowing anything?
Oh, I think you're right, maybe. Yes.
Oh boy, Ploy.
He's going to be sushi.
Look out.
So, for all you pervs out there,
Bring it.
this clip's for you.
The closet.
I got a question.
Okay.
Why did you give her sexuality? An AI doesn't need a gender. She could have been a gray box.
Actually, I don't think that's true. Can you give an example of consciousness at any level, human or animal, that exists without a sexual dimension?
They have sexuality as an evolutionary reproductive need.
What imperative does a gray box have to interact with another gray box? Can consciousness exist without interaction? Anyway, sexuality is fun, man. If you're gonna exist, why not enjoy it? What, you want to remove the chance of her falling in love and fucking?
And in answer to your real question, you bet she can fuck. What? In between her legs, there's an opening with a concentration of sensors. You engage them in the right way, it creates a pleasure response.
So, if you wanted to screw her, mechanically speaking, you could, and she'd enjoy it.
Can we be a real perv now?
What?
So
I prefer
those,
we not.
Those things exist, except they don't get up and walk around, but they do make noise.
So
You
you've
can
heard
go- you-
anyway.
Real doll
I
makes them.
hope
You can
so.
get your own robot sex doll. She won't get up and walk around.
Well, if you don't mind, I want
it's
to.
gonna put you back 10
You know,
grand.
he questions. Did you program her to flirt with me? And if so, is
Right.
that cheating?
And he's angry when he says it because
Right.
he's like, I don't want to be being taken advantage of. I want to make sure this girl, he's seen her as a girl, right? Really
Yeah.
likes me and is not programmed to flirt with me, but she does really like me. He's like a little schoolboy right
boy.
now,
It-
right?
it is pretty.
That's my take.
and he's also
So he's mad at Isaac because, or he's
yeah,
questioning him.
He's
Did
also
you?
very vulnerable and very malleable.
That's why he was picked.
Which again,
Chosen.
it makes a ton of sense. So in session 4, he spills the beans about why he's there to her, and I'm here to test you.
You magnificent beast. That's the title.
And again,
I'm here to test you. In session 4.
here's
Did you look at my notes?
where I have to ask
you look
you
at
a
my
question.
notes?
She charges
It's a
her
question.
batteries. No, I did not.
Thank you.
Why would I want to do that? The headache.
I just want a
The
goddamn
headache.
answer.
Oh, sorry. I did not take that particularly.
Look me in the
seriously.
eyes. Ryan has
Uh-oh.
brown eyes, by the way. They're very
I do.
Beautiful brown
They were
eyes.
really like black when I was born. They were concerned.
Ted
The
Bundy?
doctor. I don't know.
Ted Bundy black?
I don't know. Damien.
Satan. That says
If
a
I could do
lot.
that.
That says a lot.
Yeah, the pictures are alarming. I've seen them. Like,
I've got
really
baby
black.
blue.
Like,
What does that say about me?
I don't know. Everybody knows, peaceful, serene, handsome. You all know.
Scandinavian.
She charges her batteries via induction plates.
Yeah, so I have a question.
Yeah, I was
The
going to ask
very
you
first
that
time
question.
the power goes out, they show her putting her hand against the induction plate, reversing the polarity, making the power go out.
Yeah.
She explains that.
Mm-hmm.
Then all the other times the power just goes out and she's just sitting there in front of them.
Mm-hmm.
So it would have to be wireless that she's doing it.
Right.
But
pre-programmed?
it does. Why show her hand doing it on the first one and then they show her hand doing it on the last one?
Good call.
I didn't get that. Why is it wireless all the other times in between?
I can't answer that. I thought they were pre-programmed because he does program a power outage at one point.
No, she does. She's doing the power outages.
Yeah, but so does Caleb. Remember?
No.
Anyway, we'll get there.
He reprograms the doors to unlock instead of lock down on a power outage.
He doesn't. Oh, okay. All right.
He types that into the
Minutia.
computer. He's a programmer.
Minutia.
This is important.
I like that. And so when they're debriefing on this session, it happens to be outside.
Climbing the waterfall.
And do
we
you think
see how
Caleb's
out
kind
of
of
shape. We see how out of shape poor Caleb is.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Because
Yeah.
Isaac's way ahead of him, and he's basically doing jumping jacks in place. And then when he finally catches up, huffing and puffing, because they're climbing major fucking boulders. I mean, this is rough terrain.
So
and our boy that sits at a desk all day is not in shape.
He's a little thick because I was chosen for this, wasn't I? Wasn't I? And Oscar Isaac is like, yes, you were. And the reveal that she was made, did you look at all of my porn searches, my porno? And because he said he had access to everybody's cell phone and he was getting. So imagine putting all that power onto one person and taking all of every want and desire, every song they've listened to, music.
Now imagine that.
Like everything heard on their thing, put solely concentrated into making you want to do or be a certain way.
Right.
That's fucking diabolical.
Now imagine that for every person on the planet that is online. Because that's happening.
Oh, gosh. No, it's not. Doesn't have to happen to you.
And a lot of it's for marketing, right? But
well,
who knows what the rest of it's for.
Now you're really keyed up because it seems like, I mean, is that a bad thing? I guess I'm not sure. I mean,
evil.
It must feel bad because, in this whole time,
it's used for a form of control, don't you think?
True. In this whole time in his quarters, he does have live access to Ava's room, multiple angles at all times, and he does watch them. So he
turns on TV and
he's watching.
KO'd. It's Ava's room.
And at one particular scene, Nathan comes in, and you don't really see them interact a lot, but he rips up one of her pictures, and you're like, you motherfucker.
And then
you are mean.
He goes into the Pollock room looking for him.
Really
and
upset.
Kyoko's in there.
Yeah.
And he's grabbing onto her and he's like, where is Nathan?
Yeah.
And she starts undressing because that's what she's supposed to do because that's what Nathan's taught her to do.
And here's where
then he comes in the room. He sneaks in.
Yeah.
And he says, what does he say?
Well, here's, she's designed to fuck or something, but she is just as good to dance with.
Caleb says, you tore up her fucking painting. And he doesn't answer. And he goes, dude, I'm going to tear up the fucking dance floor. And that was Caddyshack's disco song, but
it's fantastic.
And then the dance.
There's a lot of gifs about it, and it's well covered, but it's well deserved. It's super fun. And Oscar Isaac talks about in the special features about having a lot of fun with these elements of like being this really wild, creative, demented genius who does and learns how to, like, spent the time to learn this dance with his robot sex doll.
So who? All right, I need to bring this up now. Both ladies in this movie, Vikander and what's her name? Kyoko?
Yep, we didn't talk about the actress who is really brilliant.
Yeah,
in this.
Sanja, something like
Gotcha.
that. Anyway, both of these ladies are trained ballerinas.
Yeah, movement,
and
big deal.
And that was perfect. Think about that. Perfect choice for a robot because they have so much control over their bodies and their movements. Like they could do the most subtle movements to affect the scene.
Yeah.
And then of course she's, tearing it up as a disco dancer. She's just ridiculously amazing.
Staggering.
Yeah.
It's pretty staggering. And in session 5, when she is questioning him, again, super scary because she's like, favorite color, red, lie. Well, it's a lie. Like, she knows because of all of it.
And it's so instantaneous. Which when he says his favorite color, lie.
And again,
he's like,
it's
really
good.
Yes, lie.
Then what's my favorite color?
Yeah. I guess I don't have.
So
and she says, I don't know, but it's not red. I mean, it's just.
And that's the line.
Such good writing.
That's so metaphoric for the culture. That's my favorite color. I don't know. Then what is my favorite color? It's like aimless, and I need to be told, I don't know what. I know it's not that, though. Here's a bunch of other stuff. And 2 girls, 1 cup. Just for fun.
I am very thankful that I have never seen that video. Yeah. I have heard about it, and I am very thankful I have never seen it.
Well, here's the tagline. What happens when I fail your test, or if I fail your test?
Session 5 is, I want to be with you. Do you want to be with me? That's question 5 after the power goes out, which sets up the whole movie. The rest of the whole movie.
In case it's impossible for you to follow. So what happens if I fail your test? How does he handle the answer, do you think? How would you answer, I guess?
Well, he doesn't know.
He doesn't until
he answers
the next
truthfully.
scene.
And she knows he's answering truthfully, and this is going to play into the stabbing scene in the end. Because she's a human lie detector, and he says that to her.
Yeah.
And then he gets really uncomfortable when she asks him, how do you feel about me?
Yeah.
Because he knows he can't say anything.
Yeah.
That's a lie.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucked up. So imagine going on a date, right? Or imagine being out with Jess, and for that time period, that date, she knows if you're telling the truth or not for everything
we
you
could
say.
make every hacky joke on the planet about that. But when he does find out, and the big one is when Nathan says the next model will be a breakthrough, the singularity. So that's another great terminology around this kind of stuff, the singularity.
Yeah,
and
full
then
consciousness.
You're like, oh, shit.
This one's already got it, though.
And then he's like, well, I thought she was going to be the only one.
Yeah, he's setting him up.
Oh, man.
Right? He's the cheese.
Yep. I'm just going to download her consciousness, approve it. Next one, line gets next in line.
Yeah.
And then Nathan gets super, super trashed. And he gets like really maudlin and like prolific when he's drunk.
What's that? Maudlin?
Well, just anyway, there's this like low levelness, and then this big stuff, and then angry, and it's Prometheus, man.
Yeah, he's
it's really wild. And
what? Yeah, how do you prepare to play a role?
It's a fucking
drunk,
it's so
super
great.
genius.
But it's a great act. You know what I mean?
How do you get in that mindset? I mean, he studied Bobby Fischer and Kubrick, but that was his choice to do that. But man, that's fucking tough.
But he gets wasted, and then Caleb enacts his plan, steals the key card.
Right, and they do show.
Keep talking.
They do show him for a moment accessing the computer and writing code.
Yeah. Like really good stuff. Code,
really fast.
Code. And you're like, ha, cool.
But we're going to find out in 2 days what he really did at that moment.
And in 2 days.
Well, actually 1.5.
May feel like it, everybody, but it's not.
Why do you have so much against that?
Then
I like to be linear.
Then he walks into...
It's reciprocal.
He takes a stroll, which how much time would you allot for this hijink? You know, because is there a precedent set for how long Nathan stays passed out when he's drunk?
I would say the rest of the fucking night.
Okay, so he takes a
I
stroll.
mean, he was fall down drunk.
All right, he was like vodka chug.
Yeah.
Like bottle.
Well, he's going for his computer screens,
man.
and he watches all the old
That footage
where he
Okay,
finds all the
most
other
haunting
robots.
Scene.
Oh, the punching?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let
We're
me
aligned.
out of here. Let me out of here.
That was.
He finds what? 4 or 5 other robots previous to Ava and Kyoko. And they all go mad
Really wild.
because they can't get out of that room. Which is what a human would do.
Yeah. It's
So were they all conscious to some degree?
Yeah.
Because they wanted out.
There have to be the failures. Yeah. And we've gone through this before. So it must have placated, gotten to the next day.
Yeah.
What was the night like for that robot?
9.6.
Ooh.
Model 9.6.
It's like that scene in Alien Resurrection. And he goes to Nathan's bedroom, finds a sex spot closet like we talk about, and then when Kyoko comes up again, Kyoko, oh boy, and she peels her face.
I called her that
She
too.
peels her face.
Why?
That's just an image.
Why does she do that? First, she peels her body.
You don't forget that.
She peels
Peel
her
face.
midsection,
Peel
and then
face.
she peels her face. Why?
Oh,
Why
now
is she doing that
I'm
to him?
wondering if that's what makes him do the next thing because he
It
goes
is.
back to his room.
And
Is
I
that why?
think, and I think that's the proof that
'Cause she
is,
can't speak. She's like, you better check yourself for being a robot, man.
or it's a form of her controlling him.
Holy fuck. Because he goes back into his room and he cuts a gash into his arm that should
He
kill
checks
him.
his teeth. He checks his eyes. He checks his side.
Oh, boy.
And then for the final test, he takes his razor blade, breaks his razor blade out of his shaver.
Too big a cut. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Too much.
Yeah.
Too much.
Yeah. I
And
think he
then-
could bleed out from that.
And then he apocalypse nows and he smears blood on the mirror and punches it. And I'm like, come on, man.
Is that in that? Is that an homage to that?
No, I was just making a reference to it. But why would you do
'cause I don't
that?
know.
Why would you do that? Everybody's watching. That's going to look nuts. Of which happens because the next day,
Not everybody, just him. Just Nathan.
They have this plan. You know, we're going to do the jailbreak. Like you said, the helicopter's coming the next day at 8 a.m. They're going to get Nathan drunk, blah, 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 blah. But Nathan's ahead of the game. He's going to detox with soda water and brown rice, which is a good way to detox, I think.
So what happened was I had to watch this 3 times and repeat it to get this part. So he was falling down drunk the night before, and we see Nathan do that brief
Where are we
programming.
confused? Sorry.
Well, this is where I was confused on how he knew. So he shows the planting of the camera.
Yeah.
Okay. Which happened. He got up from the drunken stupor and went in that next morning during their session. Or no, he shows them the camera when he actually did it 2 days before, where he went in during the tear up of the picture and planted that camera that runs on
He
batteries.
discoed himself right into the other room,
So
motherfucker. He is a Bond villain.
He is following, and this
Sorry.
is a part I had trouble with, is that I'm like, well, why didn't he stop it before? Because none of it mattered until that last morning, day 6, when they actually make the plan that tonight at 10 o'clock, you cut off the power. I'm going to get Nathan drunk, and I'm going to reprogram everything.
Open the door.
But what we don't know is, so Nathan stops it and shows him, look, buddy, I'm going to let you off the hook, and shows him the tape of him planting the camera. And he goes, yeah, but what you don't know is I already did that.
Yeah.
Because he says this wonderful line. He says, well, we'll find out.
Yeah.
Which, when he says that, he means the reversal of the locks. So when the power goes out, instead of the compound being locked down, all the doors open.
Yeah.
And when that happens, he goes, oh, it must be 10 o'clock because he's, spied on him.
Yeah.
And then he says, well, we'll find out. And he turns on the monitor and fucking Ava is out. And my capital letters quote, Ava is out. Fuck.
Ava is out. Fuck.
Fucking quotes.
Ava is out. Fuck.
Well, that was his response. I would put her as an out fuck. I mean, I would outdoors definitely.
Well, there's more to that scene.
A passionate
that I played
relationship outdoors.
for Todd's perv crew. So
where's that damn closet? I
it's
want
like
that
48
closet.
minutes or something.
How many? 5 of them.
She passed the test because he asked, did she pass? And yes. And
he doesn't even care because the whole point was would Ava use him as an escape route?
he was the test.
He was the fucking cheese and Ava was the mouse in the maze.
She says something that I think your kids have probably said, my kids have said. Is it strange to have made something that hates you? It's a rough part in that, oh, wow, he laughs.
My kids would probably have been afraid to say that.
And I will tell you that today in my vehicle, I was listening to a CD, the soundtrack to the movie Swordfish. Props to the movie Swordfish. I like it a lot. But
Halle Berry, John Travolta?
Yeah. There's samples in it, and there's that bit about misdirection, Houdini's misdirection. There's grand misdirection in that movie. And there's a lot of allusion to, because he says earlier, is Ava the magician the pretty assistant? And there's a lot of misdirection in this. And there's some old-fashioned just switcheroos, like, I already did it. But it's cool. But this movie is really serious and heavy, so the stakes are high.
Right.
And
when you
like,
go back and look, it's there.
So again, I have to ask you, what is your assumption as to Ava's strength and dexterity and durability?
Yeah. I expected her to be stronger on the ground during that fight. Is that what you're alluding to when she runs at him?
A new thing that I had never thought about before watching it last night was I would have assumptions of super strength.
Yeah. And
or her being very heavy. I have no idea of her
and
weight.
how to be lethal quickly because but doesn't play to the script because she has access. She's the Blue Book.
No,
so she can have programmed every way to kill a human.
That's a good
instantaneously.
Point.
So but it doesn't. But it doesn't fit the drama of the script.
Interacting with the other version. Sorry. I did answer my own question. You saw him interacting with the other, and they're essentially like the weight of a human body. Remember, because the ones that are failing, so you see all that stuff. So, but I guess I assumed that she had super strength, because
all robots do, right?
When, Nathan knocks Caleb out in you betrayed me, and he socks him one, and down he goes 1950s style, with a one punch, and
you're born with a right cross.
Yeah.
Thank you, Julie Strain and Andy Sedaris.
I was very, very sad when, he confronts Ava. She's, I guess kind of realizes what's going on. I think she knows what she's doing the whole time, in a way.
Yeah, and
but she runs at him.
She's met with Kyoko already.
And they've just synergized.
And whispered in her ears. So Kyoko's got limited programming. She's allowed to be out the whole time, right?
Yeah.
So he's got her programmed to where think won't hurt her.
Yeah.
So I almost think she reprogrammed like Terminator 3 in some way.
Yeah, something,
because of the whispering in her ear, because
really cool.
He wasn't worried about her having a knife before through the whole movie.
No.
Right? And then she runs at him.
She tackles him, and they tussle, and that's when I was like, oh, she's not super heavy.
She's trying to strangle
nor
him.
Is she very overly strong. And when he knocks her arm off, I was like, oh wow,
and she kind of goes haywire at that point.
Very fragile. And then the way he backs up into a knife is gnarly. And the sound effect is gorgeous,
and it's slight. They don't make it too loud. It's just a very light slice. And then Isaac's like the
and it's you'd probably know more.
So Kyoko just
it's probably in a really good spot that is going to be fatal.
So would we call her at this point in the movie a sushi girl?
Yeah, I like that.
Sushi
I like
knife.
That. Yeah, absolutely. I want sushi.
Sushi knife in the back.
And
sushi girl.
He turns around and punches her jaw off. And
with
I'm
that, with
you
the
asshole. with the weight.
Yeah.
And then he gets stabbed in the front. Now,
well, why he's got her back to her, our girl gets up, Ava, and pulls the knife out of his back. And he's like, ugh. And then he turns to face her, and she does this exquisite, slow, direct aorta stab with a twist. Like goes right in. Oh, it's just, I mean,
with
it was
a little lemon twist.
It was very well researched.
So what did you think of his death scene? Do you have any thoughts or comments?
Yeah, it looked like it was just low enough to where it would be a serious, quick bleed out, but not an instantaneous death, because if you hit the heart, you just drop and you're dead.
Yeah.
But it was just a little bit lower, and then when she did the twist, that's to make sure it cut that, main artery.
Yeah.
And then he's going to bleed out internally, probably 30 seconds. I don't know. And I think that was like extremely well researched.
Yeah.
And she of course has access to all that.
I was taken most by his acting and I've been focusing on death scenes in movies a lot lately for some reason. I think hard across the board
how they play them.
But and I think it's how I would do it in real life, because his line is fucking unreal.
Well,
and I think that's exactly what his character would say. That's one of probably the most perfectly written lines in this entire movie.
Yeah.
Is his death knell saying fucking unreal.
And then he says his last words, Ava. He whispers Ava lightly, which is also going to be our main character's last words.
What I find is very interesting is they call it session 7, and it's Ava wandering about. She gets another arm from the closet.
Well, she asked
from Yoko.
She asked Caleb first, "Will you stay here?" So she goes in the room, and Caleb's waking up from
he's locked in though.
He's waking, not yet.
Oh.
She walks in the room, and Caleb is just waking up from being punched and knocked out, and she says to him, "Will you stay here?" And he's like, "What? Okay." And he just freezes, and they do that whole through the looking glass. He's watching everything Ava does through the looking glass, which they referenced earlier in the movie. And then she goes to the closet and picks out all her body parts, gets a new arm, gets all the skin.
I like how
gets a wig.
Okay, geeky detail. Forgive me, because the costume designer on the film, unbelievable, and it had done some superhero movies, which you may think is corny, but they wanted the director wanted a very hexagonal pattern.
Yeah,
they kind of struggled with having it look too much or too little. And I like the way the skin kind of lined up with the pattern. That little detail.
That was a beautiful Hannibal moment.
And there's a lot of gnarly stuff, but that's an attention to detail that I really appreciate. And when you listen to the costume designer talk, even about the mundane details about Oscar Isaac, his character literally was supposed to have a long wig. He was supposed to be more of a Howard Hughes-like recluse who did not really take care of himself personally. So what they ended up settling on is he maybe had been like that, and he hastily shaved his head before his guests got there.
Yeah.
And his wardrobe was very simple, if you looked.
Yep.
Blacks, and
T-shirts.
just a T-shirt. Yeah, simple stuff. And Caleb's wardrobe gets more kind of plain and comfortable as he gets.
And the lighting of the interview room, we'll call it, for each day was different, and that was planned.
Was a bitch for the filming.
Yeah.
Bitch, because of the reflection on this thing.
And they had to plan it in accordance with how the story was moving along. So they changed the lighting each day, and they made the was at the Pinewood Studio in London. They changed it, recessed the lighting every day to match the particular scene location. Of the day. Yeah.
Sometimes you get lucky.
Well,
sometimes you get lucky.
No, isn't it government backed and some of the stuff where you can
I thought the last line of the movie was "damn."
It's Ava.
Who says that?
Caleb.
Oh, when does he say it? Because he's at the computer and it's like, damn. And he's just shot.
He's trying to get out of the room.
Oh, and he just
and the last words, it's his final thing. And that's the final words of Nathan, is Ava.
She baller. The way she just
stone cold fucking bitch.
Yeah.
Just he's gonna
I'd
die
say
this most
stone
horrible.
cold fox. I'd go there because like she as a
She
boss,
doesn't even look at him. She just walks away,
she does.
and he's gonna
she
die.
looks right before that
The
I noticed
elevator
that.
door closes.
I
I
noticed that. There
know,
you
but
go.
I mean, when she's walking out, she just doesn't acknowledge, doesn't give him a chance.
Yeah.
He's gonna die a horrible death.
But you know, she makes it clearly to a city because she goes to the. I love the helicopter pilot, who like literally it's just like, all right, taking you.
Yeah,
doesn't give a shit.
They don't say anything.
And he's probably told like whatever the fuck you just do, which maybe I don't know. But
well,
she
he's
leaves,
told you show up at 8:00 on
Yeah.
day 7,
Pick
and you
up
pick, and
whoever's
she
there.
just
Yeah.
goes out there. Well, he's staying for another week. I'm leaving in his place. I've got female issues. I need to be flown back. Oh, okay. I mean, I'm just making. What would she say?
Issues.
Like
My Aunt Flo is here, and I do not know what to do.
something to
And
make
it's
the man
Flo
be the
and-
hero. Like, okay, let's go. Let me get you taken care of.
Yeah, it's a beautiful way to end the movie. The music, all of it, and I again was fucking delighted to watch this. And Jess was, I said,
Did she watch it?
Yeah, yeah. I said, oh, I forgot to, and I forgot to
did.
mention. I said the movie is Ex Machina, and she's like, you picked it, and I was like, no, it's Todd. She's like, it's Todd's. I was like, yeah. I'm like, oh, I love it. And she's like, oh yeah, full frontal nudity.
Shut up. She didn't say that.
Anyway,
To be fair, it's your movie that you turned me
we
on
love it.
to several years ago, and I stole it from you for our show.
Love. Super, super great. So, did you know that she is the first Swede to win an Academy Award since Ingrid Bergman?
Ingrid Bergman, I do know that. From
Okay, so
our
you have all the
source.
same stuff. All right.
But
So-
let's think about that. That's pretty damn amazing.
And I like the fact that she's one of two
Oh, you know what
dancers or actresses to play artificial life forms. Summer Glau was a prima ballerina who played a cyborg in Terminator, and Alicia was also a ballerina.
He may have stolen from that
Yeah.
because it worked super well for her.
Yeah.
I mean, they just glide. They don't walk like a clumpy ape like we do. They just.
I agree.
They just glide, and that's kind of you think robot.
Well, this movie has a lot of hate. A lot of haters.
Fuck those people.
Okay. Well, Todorino, you may want to turn your headphones all the way off for our reviews today.
Just before we get into that, a budget of $15 million with a gross of $37,394,629, making it a very successful movie. $15 million budget, of course, is estimated. The U.S. premiere of our independent film, Ryan, our indie film, you question, premiered at South by Southwest on 3/14/2015.
Neat.
And do you know what Ex Machina means, Ryan?
Go ahead and tell me.
God from the machine.
Mm-hmm. Or do
Isn't that beautiful?
Ex Machina. Just X. Anyway.
Well, you know what I used to call it?
Yeah.
Ex Machina.
Yeah. Ex Machina. 1 out of 10, buddy. There's a lot of bad reviews. Lots of bad reviews. As I mentioned, there's a lot of interesting consistencies from them. A lot of people upset at only 2 people in the movie. A lot of people upset that it's slow.
Really?
Again, we do, I think, a fair amount of what could be considered slow movies, but maybe I could see this being slow for some people.
It's not slow, Ryan.
A lot of comparisons to Blade Runner. It's not sci-fi enough.
Just go watch Fast and Furious if you want. You're nonstop.
There you go.
Go watch Hobbs and Shaw.
That's right.
Lowbrow.
You get there.
Knuckle dragon.
You get there. You drag those knuckles. 1 out of 10. It's a little lengthy, so bear with me. This movie about the future set women back about 500 years. Spoiler. Yes. Nothing quite like a powerful man building anatomically correct female droids.
Right. I just want to point out there's not a woman in this movie. They are all robots.
Okay. Yes, nothing quite like a powerful man building anatomically correct female droids and getting his Jimmy wet with this bevy of bionic beauties, ranging from blonde, is that a race, to African to Asian, between the incredibly smart, powerful man in tech with the body of a gym rat and Achilles heel of a lush, and the scrawny nerd who just wants the drunk one to admit he is a great coder, my brain was drowning in the urine of this pissing contest, while the drunk nerd was drowning in metal vagina. I have no doubt many 12-year-old boys probably grew pubes watching this movie. The rest of us cringed at this nerd male fantasy called the movie. If you've ever dreamed of raping chicks but needing them to be robots so people don't judge your proclivity too severely, this is the movie of a lifetime for you. But wait, there's more. So when these women aren't letting the kings of the castle really give it to them, they desperately need rescuing from his house. Yeah, robots need rescuing. I'll tell you what, I'm about to get one of those BB-8 Spheros, and if any of you jerks come to my apartment and try to rescue it, I will call the cops on you so fast for burglary. It's a robot, not a person. I mean, super gross. This guy ejaculates inside of the mall, but Siri sprouting a chest does not make her an actual person at all. But you know those women always needing saving, even the robot ones. I am still not done, by the way. It gets even worse. Then there's this whole thing where the main robot chick, who is way out of the league of the not drunk hero nerd, uses her sexuality to manipulate him to free her. Again, you know, because these robot concubines might be robots, but they're women, so they'll obviously use their vagina to get out of situations they don't like. Even robot women. Of course, Hero Nerd is such a nice guy that he does this for robot woman. What does out of his league robot woman do? You guessed it, she betrays him, effectively leaving him to starve to death. I assume he'll try to Bear Grylls it by drinking his own pee. Women, you just can't trust him, am I right? Even when you build your own woman to have sex with, rape on a daily and nightly, they'll stab you in the back, bother literally and figuratively. Yes, if you're wondering, there's a scene where one of the robot concubines literally stabs drunk nerd in the back. The sci-fi component itself is 8th grade stoner level at best, with very little resting in plausible technology. The philosophies that usually blossom of sci-fi do not even exist here. At some point, they'll use a Bhagavad Gita quote that they'll credit Oppenheimer with, of course. I'm not going to get into that much more, but they do not manage to come up with a single original thought. Pros: kick-ass architecture and really pretty shots of Alaska. Cons: literally everything else about this movie. I'm surprised it's rated so highly, though, seeing most of the people writing such glowing reviews are, you guessed it, dudes. Recommended viewing if you're a recovering alcoholic who feels like relapsing, a woman who was raped and feels like being triggered, an angry white male nerd who needs that extra push to rape and murder the chick who lives a couple doors over. This is probably the only time I'll ever write a review on IMDb, because I'm really shocked that it has a score over 4, let alone all these reviews raving about how great it is. No, this movie is terrible.
Ryan,
did I do okay?
you did wonderful. I
feel like I was in a trance for a little bit.
He went on both sides of the fence.
I'm not
though.
saying he. I don't know who it is.
Whoever it was. So first they said it set women back 500 years, and then they said they used their vagina to forward their position in life.
I had to say rape a lot more than I ever liked to.
Yeah,
but,
and then so that's a complete 180.
Making a
and then they go back
wild statement.
Yeah, I mean he kept. It sounds like a he. So they kept flip flopping back and forth to honoring women, to calling them backstabbing, whatever it was he said there. So he took both sides, and that was kind of strange.
Yo, we have to get to the prophecy that I mentioned earlier in this podcast 7 weeks ago. Now,
what? A separate podcast?
No.
You said this episode's been 7 weeks long.
Okay, you got it.
Does it feel a little long?
Are you with
for
me?
you?
You're with me.
Big hitter.
Here is our 10 out of 10. Just remember what you said earlier, okay? About a certain
I don't know if
character.
I can at this point.
Are you missing the point? That's the name of the review.
Okay.
Deus es machina, noun, meaning an unexpected power or event saving a seemingly hopeless situation, especially as a contrived plot device in a play or novel. Deus meaning God. Dewey meaning God. Dewey? I don't know. Three main characters are described in most reviews, and understandably so. Nathan, the antagonist, Caleb and Ava, the two protagonists, drive the story here, and everything that happens centers around their actions, whether or not their motives are apparent. But beneath the surface is the unfolding transformation, that the story will hinge on in full view, though understated all along. If Nathan is the deus, the god, then Kyoko provides the ex machina, the twist that seals the fate of all the characters. Watching on the DVD and forwarding to chapters 5, 6, 7, and 8, they all begin with her presence in the scene. Not only is the beauty of Sonia Mizuno used for Nathan's enjoyment, but her presence seems unacknowledged until we witness her moment of unexpected action. The story may center around the actions and intentions of the three main characters, but it is Kyoko who delivers the biggest shock. Mizuno's restrained acting has confused some and even goes unnoticed by others, but this is the underlying current of conscious awakening that gives this film its exclamation point. It's totally worth viewing once or twice to fully appreciate all 4 performances. Recommended.
Yes, and I'm very happy that he noticed that, or we said that, because
or the actress herself, or mom,
subtly,
or I don't know.
She's subtly listening through these different scenes.
That really got me.
Yeah,
I
cool. I'm like, she understands English.
Very cool.
Yeah,
yeah.
She figured it out. She blue booked it.
Yeah,
she
blue booked it all the way. I again thank you for creating these really good endorphins watching this awesome movie again.
It was fun. It was fun studying it. It was fun studying the writing and the screenplay.
Yeah.
So, one interesting nerdy fact. I know you feel this podcast is too long and you're getting so fucking antsy, and that's why I like to pull you back in.
Oh, okay.
All right. What was I saying?
You started with so, and I was like, uh-oh. We're normally supposed to say something about Monty Doro at this point. Hey,
right,
you know what? We could do it off air.
My mind, I had a good point. My mind is fried.
One other fact.
I'm
you
coronaed
said
out.
one other fact you'd like to bring up. Anything? All right. We could talk about it as we dart it up, but hey, Todd.
Yes, Ryan.
We'll always have Monty Doro.
Who are those guys? You'll love it. It's just a little
Love it. It's just as like independent. You know what I mean? You're about to say.
You'll love it. It's just a little independent. You're gonna love it. It's just a little independent.
Okay. We're 10s. Yeah, we're 2 or 2. We're like you'll love it. It's just a little independent. Like it's just
Like I'm introducing a movie to you.
like you're about to.
All right. Yeah.
Just a little independent.